Wait, say that again?
I don't have to feel bad because you called me a drug addict because it's stigmatized by the world, and I don't have internalized negativity about drugs.
Hello and welcome to the International Drug Policy Reform Conference 2017 here in Atlanta, Georgia.
I have seen the suffering firsthand of what the drug war is doing, and I have not seen one iota of evidence that it is stopping people from using drugs.
I really want to work on increasing the LGBTQ presence in the cannabis industry, and especially the war on drugs, but within my field of cannabis, I really want to expand that because there's less than a handful of queer-owned dispensaries and processing facilities.
It's weaving together these various strands. The line I oftentimes use is, who are we, the drug policy reform movement? We're the people who hate drugs, we're the people who love drugs, we're the people who don't give a damn about drugs, but every one of us believe the war on drugs is not the way to deal with it.
People are getting arrested, put on Rikers Island, they're not being afforded legitimate bails. They're being arrested for crimes that should have been violations, and basically it's become this big industry where they're warehousing people, the mentally ill, and so forth.
So we still have, black and brown people incarcerated at a way higher rate than white people. And an Ministry of Justice report that's just come out is showing that the UK incarcerates a higher percentage of their black population than the US does. So you're more likely to go to jail if you're a black person in England than here, but we just have a smaller number of people imprisoned on the whole.
Alex, how do you feel about the drug conference?
You don't have to speak so directly into it.
Okay, I'm not speaking directly into it now.
You can hold it up though.
Right now there's already public opinion support for ending the criminalization of people who use drugs and basically shifting drug policy to something like a approach that Portugal has, shifting drug policy out of the criminal justice system and into the health system, and that would have huge implications for psychedelics.
That one of the things that's driving problematic drug use is people feeling sort of displaced and disconnected and not having strong social ties and not having sort of therapeutic relationships with people. And I'm interested in things like ayahuasca and ibogaine and psilocybin, and these are actually, besides giving pretty intense spiritual experiences, they actually help the brain sort of reconnect and rewire itself to a little bit of an extent.
There's people here from literally all over the world. I met people from Africa, South America, all corners of the United States.
Maybe 60% of the people in jail, for example, now are there for drug-related cases. A little higher now since this past year, this current administration. But that needs to be addressed because about half of those who are there for drug-related offenses are there for use and possession, non-violent. And if you will look at the demographics, most of them are from lower income families, low education.
New York City, California, Washington, Oregon.
Massachusetts just legalized, but even though the state legalized, municipalities by municipality, legalization is determined by municipality. So we have to make sure that communities are working with the government so that the legislation and the regulation that pass are exactly something that will be beneficial for the community itself.
Right now we're making sure that the will of the voters, that actually there's some follow through on behalf of our elected officials. I know they tried to, remove some of the equity parts of the bill, and luckily a lot of organizers on the ground put their heels down and were like, no, this has to be part of the bill if we're trying to really address, what the war on drugs really did to these communities.
It has been a journey of hope. It has been a journey of how can you help those people who are in need? How can you stand out for those people who are helpless? How can you stand up for somebody's humanity? And the only way you can do that is by speaking out, coming out, and shouting louder about that particular issue.